We know that Samsung's edge lit can be a bit messy and they're never 100%, so let's put them up against a Sony here. Morning peeps, okay? Do you know, last night before I went to bed I was full of energy and I wanted to do stuff. This was about 11 o'clock last night. I thought, oh, maybe I should start on this Sony now and get a head start. I was full of beans, but I thought, no, save it till tomorrow, you know. And anyway, now it's Sunday morning, tomorrow's arrived, and I've got no energy, no enthusiasm. I keep saying another half an hour, another cup of coffee. I'll take the dog for a walk, then I'll start. But it's still morning time and I've just plucked up the courage to make a start on this Sony. This Sony, as you may see, has got the 6 blinks of death. I say you may see. I don't know if it's dark enough for you to see. Let me just bring the camera in. And the red light there will be giving us 6 blinks of no action. One, 2, 3. Admitted you counted up then, didn't you? 6 blinks on a Sony is, as per usual, a backlight issue. There are 2 ways to do it on certain Sony TVs. Anyway, I'm not sure this is one of them. The best way always is to stick a brand new set of backlights in, or in this case it's an edge lit strip. I'm just going to switch the lights back on. But also you can have a little cheat, because Sony edge lit strips are very, very reliable. Always have been and always will be. So you can cheat. There's a little chip on the inverter board, and I think it's either pin 1 or pin 2. If you lift that off, that is the error pin that sends a message to the main board to shut things down, and that keeps the TV on. And we'll keep it on until all the backlights have eventually burnt out and there's no more connection. So that is one way of doing it, and I've done it in the past and the TV's carried on for years and years and years. But on this particular occasion, because of late, you may know I've done several Samsung ones. I've always got the burnt up prism sheet, but Sony don't seem to have that problem. I'm guessing, I can't remember the last time I did a Sony edge lit. I've done plenty of Sony backlit, but I can't actually remember the last time I did a Sony edge lit. So maybe we're in for a bit of a shock. Anyway, this is a 40-inch. It's a very nice smart TV. It's still got all the apps, and it deserves to have a second lease of life, and it deserves to have those 6 blinks tuck away. I'll give you the model. Anyway, first thing I'm going to need to do is take off these, I was going to say legs then, but it's actually a stand on this, isn't it? I might need to put some more lights on like that. It's just 1 screw on each side holding it in. No, it's not. There are 2 screws on each side holding it in, but there's only 1 screw in that side for some particular reason. I can't remember where I got this TV from. But I do need another screw for the stand. I'm sure I can find one when we put it back together. The only thing that's mystifying me at the moment, maybe it doesn't mystify you, but it mystifies me, we have a screw in the corner here. So close to the screen. I mean, look how tiny that is. Nothing to it. And even now I've taken it out, I'm still not sure what it does. But I'll take them out anyway. Interesting to note, even though this is a smart TV, and as far as I'm aware, it still has all the apps and they're working, it's rather aged by the fact that it's got a SCART. Some people love the fact that it's got a SCART. And I do believe this is a 4K TV because I stuck my HDMI in it. The TV does come on for a few seconds before it goes into the 6 blink code. And I stuck a HDMI feed from my PC in it, and it came up with the 3,446 by something. So it's got a 4K panel in there. Am I surprised that I'm seeing 4K panels or 4K screens with SCARTs? I mean, obviously a SCART can't go 4K, but I thought they'd done with SCART quite some time ago, but it must have been an overlap. I'm getting old, I can't remember these things. Any screws down the side? No, doesn't seem to be. Do we have any clips down the side? Because it wants to come up everywhere apart from this little bit here. Maybe it's spudger time? That'll do it. And we're off, and we're away. So the basic thing we need to do on this, it has got that chip. It has got that chip. I'll just show you what I mean. I'm not going to do it because I've done it on another video. So if you want to see this done, scroll through my videos. There's a 32-inch version of this, and we did it with that. But this is the chip here, and this is the backlight chip, obviously. And as far as I remember, it's pin 1 or pin 2 right at the top there. Very tiny, but if you take that off, you can, that's the error pin, and it will stop it going into the 6 blink code. Michael Dranfield did the same TV that I did with this chip, but he found another way, which was very interesting. Instead of going to the faff of taking off the second pin does connect to one of the LVDS connections here. Again, very tiny, but if you block that off, it has the same effect, which I thought was really interesting. But I tend to get my glasses on or get the trinocular scope out. It's very rare that I get the trinocular scope out. I'm trying to see if I can get it in focus, but no, that's about the best I can do. And just block off that particular pin. I think you can also take out one of the resistors in the top for memory. But that's one way of doing it, and that means you don't have to stick a whole new set of backlights in if you're a little bit nervous of removing the screen. But of course, I just want to see, because I really can't remember how a Sony edge lit is built. We've seen the Samsung ones, and some of the Samsung ones from especially 5 or 6 years ago were not built very well, but I've got a funny feeling that this will have no scorch marks on it whatsoever. Slightly different design, but let's see. Now this is likely to be a long video, A, because it's Sunday and I'm on a go slow. And B, I know people are going to be interested to see how we do this, because we don't do a tremendous amount of Sonys here. I noticed that everything is looped together. And once again, I need to find my glasses. Okay. Don't have to take that screw out, do I? Let me tighten that back up. So it's just the one screw. I will have some lights for this in stock. I haven't gone looking for them yet. I will do. I think I'm going to do this video in 2 parts, but you won't notice it. Part 1 will be stripping it down to the screen and having a look. Then I think I'm going to take the dog for a walk on a beach, because we've had storms over the last couple of days and I've neglected the poor pooch. And I do kind of fancy going for a walk after breakfast. So just to let you know, for continuity reasons, I may be wearing different clothes. Well, you can't see what. Well, you can. I may be wearing different stuff when I come back, because I'm likely to get drenched. These got to come out. Does that come out now? I don't think that has to, well, it does come out, but I don't think I need to take that out. Would be lovely if this lifted off now. Oh, it lifts off in different segments. Okay. That side lifts off, that side is still kind of connected. Look at that. No tape with a Sony. Can you see? Little bit of a plastic covering. Does it make it any better? Not really. Some people like these nice little touches. There we go. Notice there's a bit of tape around the sides here, so there's going to be a bit of tape this side too. Just down there, which does connect to the outer bezel, so best to remove that before you start trying to remove the screen. Oh, that's a nice little touch. Did you see that? Sorry, you didn't see that. Just removing these little red clips and they just clip up like that. A nice little touch. And again, I'm just going to remove the tape from here. Yes, it does connect. To the outer edge. That one doesn't, this one does. The front bit here is off. I always like to get a head on the sides. Oh yeah, that's coming off straight away. Straight away. I'll just do this side. Maybe that tape is still holding it on, I don't know. Oh yeah, it could be. No. There we go. Do I have to turn it around? Comes off very easily. How many times have I said something like that and then it gets stuck? The secret, as always, with these things, especially if you haven't done one before, and I don't remember doing an edge-lit one. The edge-lit ones are always different. The screens are going to be a bit slimmer. The TV is usually heavier if it's an edge-lit one. That's one way you can tell. Anyway, that's off. There was a gentleman bought these gloves for me about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. A pack of 500. Because I was complaining that I couldn't get any large gloves because I got big hands, man. And I repaired his TV, and he'd been watching the videos, which I didn't realise he was a subscriber. And I repaired his TV. I can't remember where he came from. Somewhere in Cornwall. And he bought me a box up. Because he'd heard me say that I'm struggling to get into the medium size. So I can't remember your name, sir. I hope you're still a subscriber. And thank you very much. I'm still using your gloves. Is this screen likely to be glued down? I don't think so. I'm not aware of Sony doing that sort of stuff, but I've been wrong before, and I will be wrong again. But no, that has come off like a charm. And now just the clips. Keeping my gloves on because with edge-lit sets, if you get your fingerprints on these, it's very difficult to get them off. Not necessarily the top diffuser sheet, but the main glass prism sheet. Is that a piece of tape there? Going all the way around? I don't know. No. Just a piece of tape there, and a piece of tape there. Oh, that'll be to protect the ribbon. Another nice little touch. How many diffuser sheets? 2. Now look at this for a nice little touch. This is what Samsung should do. Look what Sony do to cover the LED strip. It's not tape. It's just a bit of paper folded over, but that covers the bit which always burns up on Samsungs. Of course, these haven't burnt up, as you can probably tell. There is no burning on these at all. I'll just get the mobile cam for you to see. Need to take my glasses off. The model number. How many diffuser sheets? 2. Now look at this for a nice little touch. This is what Samsung should do. Look what Sony do to cover the LED strip. It's not tape, it's just a bit of paper folded over. But that covers the bit which always burns up on Samsungs. Of course, these haven't burnt up, as you can probably tell. There is no burning on these at all. I'll just get the mobile cam for you to see. Need to take my glasses off. Oh, I got it to focus then for a second. But then it pulses out. Why do you pulse out? Anyway, maybe if I move. Look at that. Not even a scorch mark. I keep getting it to focus manually, but yes. And that little black cover along the bottom, Samsung, that's what you should have been doing 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's a nice little touch. Not that Sony need to do it, because their edge-lit strips do not burn their prism sheet. Why? It's backlights, well, it's edge-lit strips on prism sheet, and they're touching exactly the same. So why, Samsung, are yours burning? Are you overdriving your edge-lit strips? Answers in the comments, please, but that is perfect and beautiful to see. Round of applause for Sony. So sometimes if you go to a shop and you see that Sony's TVs are approximately £100 more expensive than its nearest competitor, and maybe its nearest competitor is Samsung. Now you know why. Now you know why. This is a bit that you need the gloves for. Just rest that up there. And I'll rest that up there. If you would like a closer look at the edge-lit strips, and I'm sure you would, wonder if this has got anything to do with it as well. Nice big heatsink. I mean, Samsung do have a heatsink, but this is looking a little bit more quality. One thing I can't tell yet, is it all one strip or 2 separate strips? I think it's 2 separate strips. There's a join just where my finger is there not? Isn't there a join just there? Yeah. Give me a moment, I'm going to see where the strips are for this. I know I've got strips for the 32 inch. But have I got strips for a 40? I thought this was a 43. I seem to have strips for a 32, a 40 and a 48. They do a 48 of this. This one says 40. Does that look like the one or not? That's pretty damn close, isn't it? Yes. Wonderful. And I'm going to continue fitting those after I walk the dog, because it's not even lunchtime yet, and if I just poke out the door, we've got some sunshine in Cornwall, it's out there. Probably not going to see much more for much longer, so if you don't mind, I'm going to have some breakfast, take the dog for a walk, and I'm going to come back and do this in a couple of hours. Part 2.